Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to this session on AILET 2022 Comprehensive Exam Analysis. First of all, congratulations to each one of you who have cracked CLAT and you have been invited for the counseling, which is going on and will continue till tomorrow. Before we start the analysis, something I would like to share here. Please ensure you have got the invite link from the consortium. I hope you have logged in, you have checked in your CLAT account. If you have got the invite, please do complete the process. Try to complete it today itself. Don't wait for the last moment, which is tomorrow. And I also take this opportunity to thank every LST student who has brought laurels to the institution by securing the top ranks. And we are sure, as always, we'll have more than thousands of students reaching the national law universities this year as well. So thank you all. Thank you, LSTians, for bringing us this laurel once again. We have been doing it for years, right from day one when CLAT was instituted, and even before that. And this is all because of your that brings us this results year after year.
I think we have lost Amitain sir's connection. Anyways, I would like to invite Siddharth sir for his analysis on English section, and we'll start with English. And meanwhile, when Amitain sir joins, he will take the GK section for you all. Siddharth sir, please take over.
Yeah, Pooja, if you can just share the slide.
Uh, we don't have the access to slide right now. Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah, I know. So please ask Amitabh to join. Meanwhile, I will give my overview about the paper to the students. So see, quite unexpected English section. We all expected it will be having two passages. Although in my Monday session, which I took on the AILET, I said that if there are more passages than what you can do, if there are 6 to 7 passages and the entire section is passage based, I suggested that you can give 5 minutes extra time and uh, try to attempt as many questions as possible. Now coming to the type of passages that were asked, see, somebody who enjoys reading would have done it very comfortably, right? So the passages were first 3 4 passages, at least in my side that I saw, the first 2 passages they had around 8 to 9 questions. One passage is 10 question and one is around 9 questions, and questions were easy. Another thing to note about the section was there were a lot of questions on vocab and phrases which actually did not require reading the passage altogether. So in 30-35 minutes time, if somebody has given 35 minutes time, then I will suggest, I will say that attempt of around 35 was possible. Anything beyond 35 attempt is, I mean, expecting it in 30-35 minutes time is would be too much. And accuracy will be high because there were not many questions which had very close options. So that is is my take on the English section. For the logical also I can talk because Amit has not joined. So logical reasoning once again. Yeah, I think Amit is here.
Yeah, I think there was some technical issue and I missed out here some part of it. So, if anyone can help me out, Siddharth, Pooja, where I was there.
Yeah. So this is
So,
visible now. Your the PPT that you have shared. So I have already given a brief about the English section. Very quickly, I will take students to this. I've already mentioned that there were vocab question and phrases question. So overall, I will say that 35 to 38 is a very good attempt, and ideally somebody could have scored around 30 marks because the options were not very close in the in the question paper. So Amitin, we can perhaps move to the GK section. I have already covered it, the English part.
yeah, thanks, Siddharth. So, GK, I think the students would have definitely felt familiar if we talk about, because if you look at the section, it was completely dominated by current affairs, whether it was international news, whether it was national news, completely dominated by current affairs. We had almost 19 questions coming from the current affairs, some 10 questions on static GK, I would say, and one question was definitely this about one of the bills. It was a legal knowledge question per se. So, but then overall, if you look at the difficulty level, I would still rate it a little bit on the moderate side of it, basically, for some of the questions. But surprisingly, we had one questions which was from the month of June itself, which means the paper was set very late, actually, somewhere on first week of June. The Thomas Cup question, which I had already covered in my YouTube GK weekly session, was also there. I think student would have definitely felt that would to be a cakewalk. One of the surprises, there was no economics based question. Generally आईलेट के पेपर में इकोनॉमिक्स रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस तो जरूर आते हैं, एक कपल ऑफ देम तो हमेशा रहता है, बट इस बार नहीं था. So overall, this section was kind of easy to moderate with good attempt around 24-25, I would say, and one could have easily managed to get a score of 20 in this section. I think that was possible, and given the difficulty level of the paper, most of the questions students who had prepared well, they would be definitely familiar with if they had read through the manthan, if they had attended Cutoff GK webinars as well. I'm sure they would have done well. But if you look at this section in isolation, 24-25 can be considered a good attempt. Any score of 20 plus is definitely a good score, which was definitely achievable. Siddharth and Pooja, once again coming back to you for the logical. I think nobody can better explain this than you, Siddharth. What happened today, especially when it comes to, and this section had the maximum weightage, maximum number of questions, and from this year it also becomes the tiebreaker section actually.
Right. Thanks, Amitin. So logical reasoning section, once again, I mean, unexpected because almost the entire section was based on critical reasoning and very few questions on legal and 4 5 questions on analytical reasoning. Now, once again, if the students would have followed the advice that I gave on my session on Monday, that what type of questions, how to approach the reasoning section, although I assume that there will be 35 questions on reasoning and 35 on legal, that assumption was wrong. But had somebody followed that order of attempt, that is attempting the questions like Silox first and finding out the statement, assumption, statement, argument type of questions, they would have maximized the attempt. And this was a speed test. By no means you can assume that you attempt 100 questions and that will be enough. This was a speed test according to me. So correct way to approach would have been the one or two line the critical reasoning questions first, then the legal questions, and then the critical reasoning passage based question or the AR, whichever you are comfortable with. So it had a mix of logical and legal. It was primarily dominated by critical reasoning. Lot of questions on Silox. One thing which I found in Silox, which was different from a normal paper, was the option. Option number one can be definitely false, or 2 and 3 can be definitely false. Now that makes me think 5 seconds extra on each question. So that was bit troublesome part because that takes more time for a student to think. Otherwise, not very much into the as far as the difficulty level is concerned, not very high, because if somebody read the passage of the critical reasoning, options are getting easily eliminated. Very few questions had close options. So once again, if somebody could read the things fast, grasp what is given, it was easy to attempt the question. maybe legal. Pooja, you can talk about what do you think about legal?
Yes, so we were expecting some surprises in the paper. So we found the paper to be very unexpected. We were expecting it also, but this legal section was something that was much farther than our expectation, right? It was too unexpected that we'll get such few questions in legal. Though the legal questions were more like logical kind of questions, even if you are not aware of the law, it did not check your legal knowledge as such. It was all about reasoning. You could simply take up the principle. If you understand the principle, facts were small, short sentences, so you would be able to connect the principle and the facts. Now, the topics on which the areas from which these questions appeared was non-conventional. They were from narcotics laws, they were from election laws, they were from bar code council. So it was like something unexpected but more of a logical kind of area. We don't have a lot of things to discuss in legal reasoning because there were only 7 questions, which was so unexpected. It was supposed to be a legal paper, or say it's for National Law University, and we got only 7 questions. However, there were few questions in GK section that you would have marked if you have gone through the legal updates PDF in the aspiration, if you have got, or my legal update sessions if you have attended, like 1 year reservation. So I hope that helped all of you, and I found this section very easy this time. So yes, that is what is my insight on the section. Thanks.
Yeah. So
What I
surprisingly,
think
we
is,
did had. Yeah, please sit down.
if yeah, so what I think is, any attempt above 50, 52 is a very good attempt, considering that students would be giving it around 47, 48 minutes time. And because, the options were not very close, accuracy should be high. Any score above 45 is a very good score. 47 plus is an excellent score. The reason why we have put 47 plus kind of score, and it may look bit high, but what we are considering is that there are only limited number of seats. Unlike, say, CLAT, where we are talking about top 3 all the time, here the number of seats are around one third of the top 3 in CLAT. So that is why we expect that cutoff could be higher. There would be around 100 students who can definitely do this. So Amitin, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Siddharth. So I think we are now where everybody is waiting for. Actually, I can see a lot of comments, expected cutoffs and all actually. So if you look at this year and basis the feedback from the students, it seems that the cutoff is not going to be on the lower side. It is still going to be on the higher side. And while we at this juncture, we can say it should be somewhere around 100 plus for a general category student. Don't get surprised if even if touches 100 to 103 kind of actually. So but it is not expected, what we can see at this point of time, not expected to be a lower one actually. It should definitely be on the higher side. If you look at, so 100 plus is something definitely we are looking at, but it could even touch 100 to 103. We never know, because we have to look at not only from the overall perspective, section wise is important. So when we are looking at the paper, we have to look at from all the angles, and not to forget there are only 110 seats available actually, combined across all the categories. So we have to look into that aspect as well. So when we are saying this cutoff, we are looking at that aspect of, okay, there are this number of seats as far as general category or any other category is concerned. So based on that, it's very clear that the cutoffs are going to be on the very higher side. So that was all for today's analysis. Do do come back to the lawentrance.com website, lawentrance.com/AILET. At 2:45, the score calculator will be live based on the actual paper which was administered today. You can check your scores over there itself. You'll get a rough estimate. You'll get a complete idea as to what you have done in the paper, whether you are meeting the cutoffs or not. And definitely based on that, you should definitely be putting your efforts for the next week, wherein you have the symbiosis law admission test. So on behalf of the entire CLLST family, my panel members today, Pooja and Siddharth sir, we wish you all good luck for the symbiosis law admission test, which is scheduled next Sunday. I'm sure you are going to do the best in that paper itself. Hopefully, AILET results should be out by this weekend, the coming weekend. But of course, you should go ahead and write the paper just like many of the toppers today did. Well, despite getting the top 10 ranks, within the top 10 ranks, I know a couple of them are they have written the paper today actually. So the craze for NLU Delhi definitely we can say is increasing, and people are looking forward to that, despite being sure that we are getting into a national law school Bangalore, but people have done that as well. So probably the cutoffs is what we have talked about right now. uh, any section, any specific segment cutoff is very very difficult to talk about, because that varies a lot. But we also expect that the category based cutoff, if you look at, would be around 75 for SC category, around 65 plus for the ST category. So that was all, my dear friends, for today. And do join us back on next Sunday for the SLAT analysis. We'll be coming back with the complete and comprehensive analysis of the paper. And don't forget to use the score calculator today. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, Siddharth, for taking out time today, and of course writing the paper today as well. So that really helps the student, that really helps us. And on behalf of entire CL family, I would thank you, and I would also wish again best of luck to the students and the audience watching this session today.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone.